India, the birthplace and homeland of some of the world's most important religions. The spiritual essence runs deep in India and its neighbor to the north, Nepal. It's reflected in the architecture, the politics, the daily sadhanas or disciplines, and in the faces of the people. It is the foundation of Indian and Nepali life. We are not talking of countries bound by one prevailing religious dogma. No, spiritual diversity manifests everywhere. Each is alive with sacred understanding and growth. These vital lands beckon to us with their magnificent temples, their rituals, simple yet profound. They invite us to partake in their festivals. To witness the faith and the courage of their people. And to be touched by their holy living saints. Now it is India that calls us, and her calling is vibrant and inviting. India calls, and we hear the calling of the flute. India is a melting pot of religions. In one significant religion, Hinduism, life evolves through 4 stages. One is first a youthful student, only later to become a married householder. After married life runs its course, one steps away from the world, becoming a retired hermit. And finally, through enlightenment, a religious mendicant or sadhu. Following these Hindu tenets, and evolving through hundreds of years, several divergent religions developed: Buddhism, Sikhism, and Jainism. Mahavira founded Jainism, a profoundly non-violent religion that holds fervently to the principle of ahimsa, the non-injury of living creatures, and the concept of Triratna, right faith, right conduct, and right knowledge. Here, the proper inauguration of the statue of Gomateshwara includes a complex washing ritual. Coconuts are handed from person to person up an elaborate human chain. The milk is poured over the statue, anointing and consecrating it for all to see. To a sincere Jain, spiritual doctrine is to be lived. For many, this means wearing air as their only garment.
Truth is naked. In the Bhagavad Gita you hear Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Stidhir Muniruchyate. One who is rid of passion, fear and anger.
Yalachariji and other Jain spiritual leaders have come from across the country and around the world to take part in the festivities. They meet and speak of universal peace and the very real applications of non-violence, non-attachment, and universal love in daily life.
You can see that truth right here in Dharmasthala. This is all the embodiment of truth that is sitting upon the stage.
Reverence for Mahavira as a Jina or conqueror of passions has led to his deification as the last of the 24 Tirthankaras or perfect souls. So profound is the belief and reverence that the people of Dharmasthala and the surrounding communities have provided the resources and skills to build the massive statue of Gomateshwara. Namo Namo Religious festivals and celebrations carry on for weeks, sometimes months. Here in Dharmasthala, one notices the artifacts of spiritual and festive life. It is felt that music, once heard, wanders like a spirit through the heart and mind. Music is believed to be a direct expression of the gods and is found everywhere. The bonding of the people, motivated by faith and shared experience, is in evidence once again. Performances can go on for many hours, as musicians and audience are taken up with the reverie. The coming of twilight does not dull the festivities. Late into the night, the celebration continues. Through personal sacrifice, we witness the most profound of spiritual life decisions. A man and his family make a pilgrimage. His son leads the way, banner held high. His wife follows, carrying the goods the family will need on the spiritual journey and an instrument to keep their song in tempo. The long road tests their faith and commitment. The long miles attest to their love and commitment to their beliefs. India has always provided fertile ground for the development and nurturing of many spiritual belief systems. In modern times, we have seen a resurgence and synthesis of spiritual beliefs. These become manifest in the persons of living saints. Holy people teach us by example, making the words of a religion or a spiritual path come alive in a dynamic way. In India, there is a belief in the rebirth of great teachers. Sai Baba, the saint of Shirdi, a major religious leader who died earlier in this century, is said to have found new life in Sri Satya Sai Baba, who at age 14 realized his true being as Sai Baba reincarnate. Satya Sai Baba began performing feats of magic at the age of 6. By 12, he was a poet and playwright with the ability to read the thoughts of others and see into the future and past. At the age of 14, unable to ignore his calling any longer, Sai Baba began teaching and leading people in prayer. He has taught thousands of people worldwide from his ashram here in Whitefield, India. His volumes of writings and his international following attest to the vitality of his teachings and his importance as a spiritual leader.
An ordinary hunter into the first Lord Sage of India.
Another of India's well-known living saints, Sri Sadguru Sant Keshavadas, is a widely esteemed prophet of world peace through religious unity. The life of this humble man, through whom Vishnu Vittala or Lord Panduranga speaks, is a wonderful example of a spiritual life in action. He has established spiritual centers in America, India, and Trinidad. Sant Keshavadas has met with the Pope and other religious leaders in an effort to unite humanity and solve the problems of the world. He is a healer whose music, stories, and philosophy of life have touched the hearts and minds of thousands of people. As a boy of 11, he was struck by a vision of Lord Panduranga as he entered the small Panduranga temple in his home village of Bhadragiri. The god entered his being and spoke through Keshavadas for the first time. Since that day, Lord Panduranga speaks and sings through this tireless man, transformed by his devotion to the deity.
And the Lord says, what is it that you have to do? I am doing. I am doing. I am with you. I am holding. I am seeing. I am speaking. I am talking. I am blessing. I am choosing my instruments. I am that I am. I am Dhiravittala, Panduranga, Jagatyapaka Janam. All of you have danced with ecstasy. You have sung the glory of that Lord at that time. And you are all called again. Again you have come to the place to receive this light, to receive this enlightenment, this energy. The light will pervade your whole being. The light of Vittala will enter into every one of you. The light of truth has entered into every one of you. May that Veera Vittala, Panduranga, Narayana, Prasanna Vittala bless everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Veera Vittalaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Veera Vittalaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Pandurangaya. My wealth is given to the Lord. My heart is given to the Lord. My body is given to the Lord. My everything is given to the Lord. I am committed to the Lord. I have nothing else but the Lord. Everything is Lord. Within, without, above, below. Everything is nothing but God. My God, my Lord, Panduranga.
For his international following, Keshavadas brings alive, through song and story, the teachings of Hindu philosophy and his own synthesis of the world's great religions. His healing is always at its most profound when the Lord Vittala or Panduranga speaks directly through him. Believing in the never-ending need to learn as well as teach, Keshavadas humbly partakes of the Hindu head-shaving ritual in preparation for receiving the purifying and renewing waters of the holy Ganges river.
Holding this body for a long time, I am the Panduranga, carried him from place to place, in blessing everyone, in bringing healing and joy. This is my supreme will in bringing unity of all world religions. This humble servant became my vehicle in carrying place to place. And here I am again in announcing my blessing to the entire world, to be at peace with one another, to be with love and joy with one another, to get into the deeper and deeper aspects of initiation.
Family that prays together stays together. And if you stay together, then you will love one another. You are forced to love each other.
India has always made room for teachers and saints and diverse religions.
That's all Jesus asked us to learn. Love one another.
So it is that Mother Teresa, a Christian from Albania, has been able to ease the pain of thousands of the desperately poor and dying in Calcutta.
Much greater number is going to our Indian family. Thank God, sir. Some have gone outside, many are going outside. They are beautiful children.
Yes, Mother.
God's greatest gift, sir.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah. So we must all that they have been created in the image of God, sir, to love and to be loved.
Mother Teresa exemplifies the ideal of a person living every moment of life through the love of God. She has worked tirelessly with the people society forsakes, offering God's love and whatever solace or shelter she can provide.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll give them a nice big feeding. And then homelessness is not only made of bricks, but that being rejected, unwanted, unloved, uncared, being thrown away of society. I think that is a very great homelessness. And that's why even in the very rich countries, we are in the United States in many places, in Harlem and South Bronx there, in New York, and then we are in Washington, Miami, St. Louis, and down in South America, Central America, all over. Same thing for you also. You must find your holiness, your sanctity, your union with God in the work that God has entrusted. What you are doing, I cannot do. What I am doing, you cannot do. But both of us...
Since she began this service in the late 1940s, she has spread her missionaries of charity to 60 countries. A woman of few words, all of her energy and that of her sisters is spent in the service of the poor. She believes that the miracle of her work, which has brought her the Nobel Peace Prize, is no miracle, but is simply due to hard work in the name of the one God.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
Mother India ki, Mother Teresa ki.
In a country rich with religious beliefs, holy places, places of deep reverence, are plentiful. The architecture of these temples, stupas and shrines speaks of the deep emotions or strong ideology behind their construction. They are belief made tangible, myth poetically depicted. They are spirituality and love made manifest. These are the embodiment of the creative forces that connect us all. At Agra, in north-central India, sits the Taj Mahal, the crowning jewel of Islamic architecture in India. Designed as an extraordinary representation of the throne of God in paradise, it also serves as a tomb. Shah Jahan, a Mughal ruler, erected the jewel-encrusted white marble mausoleum after the death of his beloved consort, Arjuman Banu Begum, herself better known as Mumtaz, the crown of the palace. She passed on in 1631 after bearing 14 children in 18 years. Today, the Taj Mahal stands as a shining monument to that love. The ethereal harmony of the Taj, the stunning contrast between its white marble facade and the red sandstone buildings surrounding it, imbue the Taj Mahal with a serenity and tranquility that stirs the soul. A 1,000 years ago, people bowed before the deity in this city of golden prosperity and glittering life. Khajuraho was the capital city of the Chandalas, a medieval central Indian dynasty who claimed to have descended from the moon god, Chandrama. Though only 22 of the original 85 temples are now standing, the highly sculptured temples lure us with their lyrical, often erotic images. Despite the differing religious orientation of the temples, there is a strong uniformity of design and image. Overwhelmingly, the temple sculptures depict woman in her daily life, dancing, plucking a thorn, applying makeup, making passionate love. Khajuraho, its images of love-making capture one's interest, whether viewed as tantric ritual, as purifiers for pilgrims and devotees, or as the symbols of the fertility cults. The sculptures at Khajuraho have a dramatic impact. Khajuraho, the word itself conjures strong images. A rapturous kiss, a passionate embrace, a sublime smile captured in stone, a dream of delight, a beautiful woman, an amorous man. The play of the gods incarnate. Seen as a mirror of the times, these erotic sculptures are the manifestation of a tradition which accepts procreation as a major function of life. The artists of Khajuraho show us a healthy, integrated view of life, giving sex and sexual expression their proper place in the scheme of things. Ganesha, Vishnu, Shiva, Hanuman, Buddha, Gomateshwara, Panduranga, Krishna, Garuda. It is said that there are over 4 million different deities revered in India and Nepal today. This pantheon of gods reflects the widest range of personified religious beliefs on earth. Beliefs that have evolved over thousands of years. Nepal, a tiny country nestled among the high peaks of the Himalayas. Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, an ancient city whose Hindu and Buddhist philosophies live side by side. Each draws from the other's rich heritage and blends in a way uniquely Nepalese. Here in Nepal, the river becomes the river of life for the people living near its banks. Funeral pyres or ghats are built alongside the river where corpses are cremated and the dead purified as the ashes are cleansed in the icy waters. A custom practiced throughout the subcontinent is that of returning the dead to the river of life. But in its waters, we are also cleansed and healed. Along its banks, we grow our crops, live our lives, dream our dreams, and attend to our rituals. Today, the people are cleansing themselves as a part of the great Shivaratri festival. From throughout Nepal and India, pilgrims have come to the Pashupatinath Shiva temple to give offerings of flowers, fruits, and coins, and to chant their prayers. This Hindu festival honors Lord Shiva and is marked by ritual bathing and religious fasting. Many will hold vigil all night to give pleasure to their Lord Shiva. The Shivaratri festival draws hundreds of practicing ascetics known as sadhus. These hermits lead severe lives in caves throughout the Himalayas. Devoutly religious, they have renounced the ways of the world to further their personal spiritual quest. Theirs are ancient spiritual practices, still lived as a practical way of life. Because Nepal is truly a religiously homogenized country, one can find Buddhist and Hindu shrines, statues or events occurring side by side. Tibetan Buddhism is the prevalent form of Buddhism in Nepal. Buddhist monks prepare for one of the many rituals that mark the passing of their day. Up the steep hillside they walk to a temple courtyard. While the head lama reads from sacred Tibetan Buddhist scrolls, the surrounding monks play atonal rhythms. Perhaps the platters of rice, held in the hands of young lamas, symbolize the spiritual food of Buddha's teachings. Pilgrims walk the 365 stairs to another huge shrine. High atop a hill, overlooking the Kathmandu Valley, perches the Swayambhunath temple, one of the most magnificent of all Buddhist stupas, famous for the painted eyes of the all-seeing Buddha, which dominate each of the four sides. The 2,000-year-old temple draws pilgrims from across this mountainous land. The question mark between the eyes is the Sanskrit symbol for the number 1. It symbolizes the oneness of all in the Buddhist world view. This Buddhist temple, like all stupas, was originally used as a burial mound. A holy artifact is buried within, making it eternally a site for prayer and reflection. The Golden Temple at Amritsar, the Hari Mandir or Golden Temple, the most important Sikh shrine in India, embodies a religion drawn from elements of Islam and Hinduism and blended with purely Sikh concepts. The Sikh religion is based on universalism, that is, the belief that there are no barriers of caste, color, or sex. All people are viewed as children of the same one God, even as some of the Sikh faith fight to preserve their beliefs. In the early morning, when every heart is free, they come to the Golden Temple to meditate and think, to pray and reflect. The Amritasaras, or pool of immortality, mirrors their early morning reflections, offering purification and healing to all who bathe in its waters. A wonderful link between heaven and earth, the clear spiritual aura of the Golden Temple is felt by all who contemplate its beauty. Among the many spiritual symbols in India, water is perhaps the most sacred. It is seen as both the purifier and the origin of life's mysteries. For Indians, no body of water has kindled the imagination like the Ganges. From ice caves high in the Himalayas, the sacred Ganges flows through holy cities and great plains, rushing to meet the ocean in the Bay of Bengal. The fame of the Ganges has grown throughout time, enhanced by different people and cultures as they came in contact with her. From the first Aryan invaders 3,500 years ago to the present day, the river spoke of the mystery and power of Asia. The searing heat of summer prompts fervent prayer for the coming monsoon. People flock to her shores to cleanse, heal, and purify themselves.
The temple of Catholic religion work in bringing East and West together. Three dips. Gange Chemune Cheva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Janesmin Sannidhim Kuru. Om Namo Narayanaya. Charan Dhuna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devu, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya. 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 Om Namo Narayanaya.
The ritualized shaving of the head, practiced by Hindus, symbolizes the return to the earth as the cleansing Ganges takes the hair away.
Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. When you are through, you can go strong head. Film nikala.
Ganges water is used in rituals of birth, marriage, and death. To a devout Hindu, purification is crucial to the attainment of liberation. And purification at death can be achieved if one's ashes are scattered on this sacred river.
When you are through, you can go strong head. Film nikala. Nectar is not visible now. It is Om Namah Shivaya.
The life-sustaining Ganges is revered as the Hindu goddess Ganga, the source of creation and abundance. The Ganges is sustenance and transport. She is life and death. A goddess flowing through the world, she shares her gifts with all who would partake. To those who know and love her, she will always be Ganges Lokanadi, the river of the world. Of the many festivals held on the Ganges, the Kumbh Mela is the most famous. Held once every 12 years at the Sangam or confluence of the Ganges, the Jamuna, and the invisible Saraswati rivers, the Kumbh Mela is a religious bathing fair of gigantic proportions. 15 million people will come to Allahabad for all or part of the month-long celebration. Whole villages arrive by boat or on foot to participate.
You remember Garuda, when he was carrying the Amrit or the ambrosia, the nectar in the Kumbha, which means the vessel. Kumbha means the vessel containing the nectar. When Garuda, the eagle angel of Mahavishnu, while he was flying, he perched on a tree for a moment, and when he was taking over, a few drops of nectar fell into the Ganges. And that nectar is visible once in 12 years. So this is
Kumbh Mela, where Jamuna, Ganga, and Saraswati coming and meeting. Ik nadiya ik nar kahavat, maili neer bharo. Jab mili kai do ek baran bhai, surasari naam paro. Prabho more avgun chitta na dharo.
According to the myth, the drops of the precious nectar fell in the river at ancient Prayag, now known as Allahabad. Because it took Garuda 12 days to travel to paradise, the festival is held here once every 12 years, one day of the gods being equal to 1 year for mortals. In the 7th century AD, it was reported that over 500,000 people participated in the ritual bathings. During the Kumbh Mela, a gigantic tent city is erected below the Great Red Fort at Allahabad. On this vast open plain, the multitudes will come together to live, pray and celebrate. Musicians and dancers perform as the mood strikes them. Holy men and gurus draw disciples and pilgrims to listen to the insights born of years of study and introspection. Yogis and sadhus from the Himalayas, peasants, businessmen and bureaucrats, sages and holy men, all come to bathe in the waters of the 3 rivers and, for a moment, step beyond time. Here the Kumbh Mela has been celebrated for centuries. It seems it always will be. The festive spirit is felt everywhere. Incense is sold in open-air bazaars. People visit friends from other villages hundreds of miles away. The vibrant joy of the people is contagious. The sheer number of people coming together for a month to form a thriving city is staggering. That this city exists solely for personal and collective spiritual celebration is sometimes difficult for the Western mind to grasp. It is truly amazing that millions can temporarily coexist with little confusion and a minimal amount of injury. It lends hope to the universal vision of world peace. "15 million people together in peace and harmony." As with all Indian festivals, celebrations and rituals last long into the night. The baptisms complete, people slowly withdraw to their villages and cities, replenished and purified. The Kumbh Mela shows us how easily the Indian people can share their spirituality. It provides a study of the spiritual expression of the individual blended with that of the group. The Kumbh Mela is an ecstatic spiritual event for all to enjoy. It is through such group celebration that all who participate are unified and renewed as one. This most certainly yields a lesson for all who seek unity as their goal in this life. The Indian subcontinent may well be the spiritual heart of the world. The faces of its people reflect both the diverse sacred tenets of ancient religions and the modern living saints. The successful interweaving of the multitude of Indian beliefs with daily life provides a spiritual example for all of the earth's peoples.
Holding this body for a long time, I am the Panduranga.
Family that prays together, stays together. And if you stay together, then you will love one another.
Namo Namo Arahantanam.
We have but to look, and we shall begin to see. For only by seeking can one's spirit grow. And after looking and asking, Remember to listen. Listen and heed India's call.
All I learned from all the living saints and sages, and it is all our message also. Message is only love and service, prem and seva. Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai.